Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Nina Capone. Um, and I want to first start by a brief introduction of who I am and what I do. For those who know me, you guys know I'm an artist. I'm also a full-time consultant, and I'm the owner, founder of Industries Radio and podcast host and a few other things. But that's today's not about me. Today, I wanted to take a moment and introduce to you guys I'm dealing with a lot of artists, managers, who are not really educating their artists on what they should be gathering at each session. So owning a radio station, there's a lot of requirements for me, compliance to follow in the background to get you guys up and running, but also to work with artist managers who are not educated on this. Is I won't go there. But either way, we have to educate each other on how to get paid. So this particular podcast, Respect the Hustle, right now today is strictly on getting paid. How do I make money as an artist? And I wanted to kind of go over that. So I do have notes. If my eyes wander, I am reading some of my notes, so I can stay on topic for you guys and kind of make this clear and concise. I think it's important that you guys need to, that you notice and you're getting paid, because I'm meeting a lot of artists who are not making money in this industry, and it's filled with money. It's filled with opportunity to make money. With that being said, I just want to go over some of the essential steps that every artist should take each and every time they record a song. So, documentation, understanding the royalty collections, what that is, and so on and so forth. So, a lot of artists have been in the game for a very long time and they don't know the answers that I'm about to give you today. So, pay close attention, sit tight, and let's get into it. So, one of the first things I want to touch on is a crucial step that's often overlooked when an artist is going into the studio to record a song. I'm not going to get into the legal things of who owns what. That's not what today is about. It's about what you as an artist should be doing. So, completing your split sheet. First of all, what is a split sheet and why is it so important? So, a split sheet is a document that lists everyone who contributed on the creation of the song. Okay, it outlines the respective shares, song royalties, everything that and how it needs to be distributed. So, this ensures that all collaborators are fairly compensated. So, how do you make this? Where do you find one at? Whatever, right? Here's all you need to do. It's not hard, it's not rocket science. I like to make things very simple and straightforward. Get your pen, get your paper, and write this down. All you need to collect is list your contributors. That's everybody that had anything to do with the song. Okay. If there's a keyboard player on that beat while y'all making that beat, make sure you get the keyboard player's name and the PRO. And I'll get into what a PRO is in a minute. So you also want to get songwriters, producers, because sometimes we have people that are in the room that actually just contribute. Hey, I think you need to say this instead of this, right? They're a contributor to the song. You got people who come up with a better flow for you while you're, making that song up or what have you. So you want to make sure you have a list of all contributors, songwriters, producers, engineers, okay? And then you want to agree on a percentage of ownership for each particular individual listed. So every contributor should have a percentage of ownership for that song. Once you got all of that information on your sheet, and this is not a big giant task, you can actually have a piece of paper like this. Once you have it memorized what you need to get, you can pre-write it down and take it with you. However it works, you want to make this is the most important part of you making a record. So once you've done that, everybody should be in agreement to this. I would suggest having everybody sign off on it and say, hey, I agree to this, terms and conditions, whatever. Not a contract, it's an agreement. You want to make sure that you have it and everybody's on the same page, okay? This is the most crucial step in creating songs, and you do not want to skip it, okay? Next, let's talk about registering with a performance rights organization. And I am so passionate about explaining this information because I realize a lot of artists just don't know. You just don't know. I'm not gonna get into it because I see a lot of people putting music out, but then they're doing a lot of shows, a lot of performances. They're putting music out, but they're not handling their business. The business is not being handled. So I said, you know what? I'm dropping jewels. I'm dropping them for free. I want people to tune into the podcast to get this information. Okay, so now we're going to talk about registering with the performance rights organizations, commonly known as PROs. A lot of people don't understand that that's just, it is what it is. That's the term that's used in the industry, a PRO, which is essential for collecting and distributing performance royalties, okay, on behalf of songwriters, publishers, when anytime that the music is played publicly, like on TV, radio, venues, or streamed online. So there are three major PROs that you need to know about. If you're watching, you should have a pen and pad out, because if you don't know this information, it's essential for you to know it. So get your pen and pad. And I don't care how long you've been in the industry. I actually been in the industry my entire existence on this planet. I've been in the music industry. My grandparents were musicians. My mother and father were in the music industry, or are in the music industry. And I got a numerous amount of cousins that are in the music industry. So I learned a lot, not just from their experiences and their education, the knowledge that they shared, but also the mistakes that they made. Okay. So again, let's get back into it. This is why I love notes, because I won't get off topic. There are three major PROs you should know about, which is BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC. Okay. I'm going to repeat those: BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC. Okay. I'm going to get into them. BMI, what does it stand for? Broadcast Music Inc. Okay. What they do, they collect performance royalties from various sources and distributes them to songwriters, composers, and music publishers. Okay. ASCAP, the American Society of Composers, authors, and publishers, does the same exact thing. Okay. What is ASCAP? The American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. If you don't know this, write it down. It's imperative that you understand what I'm saying. If you're any kind of artist, I don't care if you rap, sing, whatever you do, you are performing in any kind of way, you need to know these things. If you making sound, audio, whatever. Okay. If you're making songs, please write this down. CSAC, which stands for the Society of European Stage Authors and Composers, also collects performance royalties, but operates on an invitation only basis. So they often cater to a more exclusive group of songwriters and composers. No, you can't be with all of them. Pick one. You have to pick one. Okay. I am with BMI. My station operates under CSEC. So these are things, we can get into maybe even one on one, but we need to make sure that you guys understand that these are the three majors, and you need to know them. Okay. So once you've chosen a PRO, you need to register your song with them. If you are somebody that's been making songs for 25 years, okay, 10 years, 5 years, whatever, you just start making songs yesterday, okay, sign up with a PRO and get your songs registered. It's imperative. I don't care how much information people have or know or hear or what have you, until you actually put it in action, it don't matter. Okay. So make sure you do this. You need to register your song with them ASAP. This actually ensures that your song is tracked and royalties are actually collected on your behalf. So whenever you perform publicly, you want to make sure that your royalties are collected. You'll need to submit your song details, title, contributors. Okay. So now we're going back to that split sheet that I told you about. Because this is where you're going to get that information from. So once you're in your PRO, you need to be entering the information that you collected from the session that you set in on, where you need to, again, song title, contributors, percentage splits, and you're going to put that into their online portal. Each actual PRO has an online portal for you to enter this information. So we just live in a time, back in the day, they ain't had this. It was hard. You had to, I ain't gonna get into it, but now they have these really cool, nice, elegantly designed portals. BMI just updated theirs, and it is beautiful. It's easy to understand. You can go in there, and ASCAPs is also nice. You log in, boom, it asks you those few questions. You don't have to be some kind of tech genius. Is very, very straightforward process. But it's incredibly important that you actually do this so you can get paid for your work. Okay. Woo. I get so into this. But with that being said, let's move on to distribution. Okay. Um, this has been where things juggle for me with artists. Being a consultant, being an artist myself, I'm so passionate about this because I'm seeing a lot of artists. I charge for my time, I charge for being a consultant, but I see a lot of artists who are not making money, and I don't understand why, and I never understood why, but now I do, because now I'm able to sit with them one-on-one and find out why they don't know this information. And it's obvious, they weren't provided this information. So distribution, getting your music in the various platforms, ensuring you receive royalties from sales streams, is like this is where you're gonna get your money. It's how you eat, right? So one of the popular distributors that I know about, I mean, there's a lot of them out there, but one of the most popular out there is DistroKid. Okay. They help you upload your music to major streaming services and digital stores like Spotify and Apple Music, Amazon Music, so on and so forth. Okay. DistroKid actually collects royalties from these platforms and pays them to you. You see that they actually, you're using, so people say, well, why would I use DistroKid? And I'm not saying use DistroKid because I love DistroKid, but you may not like it. There's others out there. But I'm telling you what DistroKid does. They collect the royalties from those platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, all of them, right? And then what they do is they pay that out to you. So you can actually look at your, sign into your DistroKid and see it there. But what I want you to understand, that your DistroKid is not your songs registration, is not your BMI, ASCAP, or your CSAC. You still need to register your music, okay? So registering your music and distributing your music is two separate things. And please, 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 if you don't understand that, you will probably at some point in your life have an opportunity to reach out and talk to me directly, because it's very important that you know that. Okay. Whew, I guess I'm out of breath. Okay, deep breath, Jamila, deep breath. When you're uploading your music, make sure your metadata, which is your song title, your artist name, album details. Make sure everything is accurate, okay? This will help avoid any issues with your royalty collection. So I can say, just having my real name and my royalties and everything goes under my government name, and then I have my stage name that I use, Nina Capone, can sometimes, people don't know my real name. So if you don't know my real name, this is why it's so important for those split sheets. Everything I'm talking about today goes back to those split sheets, because you have to have the information that you need so people can be properly distributed to what they have. I mean, I hate to guess, but it's times where we've been in a situation where we had to just kind of take a wild guess. But my whole thing is, make sure you get it done, and it will, hopefully work itself out later. But if you walk into sessions with that information, more than likely you'll be on point. Okay. So accuracy is key. This will help to avoid any issues with your royalty collection down the line. Remember, distribution is about making your music accessible and ensuring you get paid for every play and purchase. That's the distribution part, okay? That's the part that I think that kind of gets tangled up when we say I'm just with this. No, there's some work, there's some administration that has to be done for each and every artist, okay? This is why an artist manager's job is so important. But I do also realize that a lot of artist managers do not know the difference in some of these things. So again, why I'm doing this actual um, podcast today. Okay. So remember, you are watching Industries Radio's own Nina Capone, and this is Respect the Hustle, because I respect the hustle, right? So next up, understanding the different types of royalties is big, right? It's where people struggle. It's where I see people really kind of getting in their own way, um thinking they know but they don't know. So again, this is not a long podcast. I wanted to keep it simple, so I'm gonna break it down for you. Performance royalties. If you don't have a pen, please get a pen and write this down. I will not be repeating myself, okay? So performance royalties are earned when your song is played publicly, okay, on a radio, TV, streaming services. Like Industries Radio, we are a streaming platform, so that's one of the things we do there. Live venues as well. Okay. So again, radio, TV, streaming services, and live venues. Okay. The These are collected by the PROs that I was talking about, BMI, ASCAP, and CSAT, right? This is what they collect for you. Performance royalties, okay? I hope you wrote that down. Let's be clear, because now I'm going on to the next one. Mechanical royalties. Those royalties are earned when your music is reproduced physically or digitally. So, what does that even mean, right? CDs, vinyl, digital downloads, and streaming. Okay. And this can get goofy. It can get goofy and confusing. But like I said, get your pen and write it down. Mechanical royalties are earned when your music is reproduced physically or digitally, such as CDs to sell, vinyl, digital downloads, and streaming. These are collected by organizations like Harry Potter. I'm Harry Potter. I'm crazy, y'all. See, this is why I gotta write notes and read the notes, right? So Harry Fox Agency, and through other distribution platforms. Okay. So a lot of people heard of the Harry Fox Agency, but they don't know exactly what that is. But yes, they are the ones that are collecting your mechanical royalties. Okay. There are other ones out there. I just said Harry Potter. I'm so crazy. But anyway, so next is I see a lot of my friends making movies. They're in movies. So a lot of people see me still recording. Although I don't perform often, I still make um songs for movies. Here's why. Here's why. Sync licensing. Okay. What is sync licensing and what does it mean to you as an artist? And I hear a lot of artists that I know who has their music in movies. And I'm like, oh my God, that's such and such. You know, I get all hyped up or whatever because I support everybody. But anyway, sync licensing fees are earned when your music is used in visual media such as movies, TV shows, commercials, video games, etc. So, quick story: my stepfather was in a group back in the day, and one of the songs, I think it was Grand Theft Auto, and was like in the Grand Theft Auto, and I'm like, oh snap, that's his song playing in there. And that's a thing, like to collect the sync licensing. I honestly didn't look into this until I was asked to put one of my R&B songs onto this movie. So, I'm like, soon as they said, well, it will be sync license, I don't know what that means. Because I'm like, I wasn't really on my job like I should have been as well. And I had to really educate myself on this, and I learned a lot about it. But again, sync licensing fees are collected and earned when your music is used in visual media, movies, TV shows, commercials, video games. And these fees are typically negotiated directly with whoever's using the music, right? So I love sync licensing because that's probably where you'll make your most money at. Um, Hence to why that's all I do. But anyway, make sure that you understand the negotiation that goes into it, because you will make some money there. And there's a lot of sync licensing opportunities out here for you if you're an artist. I'm going to try to find some stuff and drop it in the links so you guys can have that information. Maybe I'll even put it on actually, I'll make sure it's attached to this video somehow, some way, right? So you guys will know. Otherwise, just reach out to me in the Streets Radio or on my social media, and I can in the Streets Radio social media, and I'll be able to provide that information for you. So I am going to put that out there. And lastly, print royalties, okay, which are earned from the sale of printed music sheets. So a lot of times we don't write, or if we don't do like music, if we don't make the music, we're not the composers, then we don't have music sheets, but they got lyric books and stuff like that. So I don't know if you guys are even familiar with those things, but just I'm throwing the title, the things out there, so you understand what print royalties are. Music sheets and lyric books, huge. To monetize, I'm not saying that right, to monetize your collection of work, because you should be making money. There's almost, I would say almost a 90 to 1 chance that you're not making money. Like, and if you, it's because you don't know. It's literally because you don't know how. So before I go and enjoy this nice, almost hot cup of coffee I've been trying to drink for the last half hour, let's touch on marketing and promotion. getting your music heard is just as important as making it, right? So it's like I feel like a lot of artists are making music rotation. You will see the results from that when your reports that you get. There are some new features that I know, I believe Apple has launched, as they are one of our affiliates of our radio station, which is Inner Streets Radio. So that's it's so much that I can do. I can make this probably 8 hours long, but I'm not today. So for now, I hope I gave you some essential steps that every artist should follow each and every time that they record, from completing that split sheet and registering with a PRO to distributing your music and understanding royalties. All these steps will help ensure that you are paid for your work. That's my only concern. I want you guys to get paid. So, because I don't have people I can borrow money from right now, and that's frustrating. So, all the artists that I know, I want you to like, share, drop a comment. I hope this information was useful. You know, if you want to cash at me, you cannot appreciate all the love. I'm not the richest person in the world, but I'm full of knowledge, so I'm wealthy there. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Respect the Hustle. If you found today's episode helpful, don't forget, seriously, on a real some real notes here. Subscribe, leave a review, share it with other artists. Okay, they need to know this, and keep hustling. Stay inspired and respect the grind. Okay, I'm your host, Nina Capone, and I will catch you on the next episode. I appreciate you guys for watching, and you can also listen to this back. It will be played audio only on the radio station as well. We'll schedule that out, but yeah, stay tuned. It's going to be more information I'm dropping soon. Thanks again.